There was disaster at the Oscars on Sunday night when Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway wrongly announced La La Land as the winner of Best Picture, rather than the triumphant Moonlight. In a heart-stopping moment, the stars and producers of La La Land were stopped midway through their acceptance speeches and forced to hand their trophies to the stars of Moonlight. The terrible end to an otherwise triumphant show left the audience gasping in horror as Beatty revealed he had incorrectly read La La Land as the winner. Beatty blamed the epic mishap on being given the wrong envelope, saying he had seen the name Emma Stone from La La Land when he opened his envelope. "I want to tell you what happened. I opened the envelope and it said Emma Stone, La La Land, and that is why I took such a long look at Faye and at you. I wasn't trying to be funny. This is Moonlight for Best Picture," Beatty told the shocked crowd as he explained the blunder. Hours after the blunder, accounting firm PwC, formerly PricewaterhouseCoopers, who tally the Oscar results, and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences issued a joint statement to apologize for the biggest Oscar screw-up in the ceremony's history. The statement said, "We sincerely apologize to Moonlight, La La Land, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, and Oscar viewers for the error that was made during the award announcement for Best Picture. The presenters had mistakenly been given the wrong category envelope and when discovered, was immediately corrected. We are currently investigating how this could have happened, and deeply regret that this occurred. We appreciate the grace with which the nominees, the Academy, ABC, and Jimmy Kimmel handled the situation. An investigation is continuing into how La La Land was wrongly named Best Picture rather than the triumphant Moonlight. Only 2 people know the Oscars winners list and supervise the counting procedures, PwC tax advisor Martha Ruiz and Brian Cullinan, an accountant who is the chairman of PwC's U.S. board. Just days before the showcase event, they told the Huffington Post that they were unsure of the exact procedure in the event that the wrong actor or film was named as a winner in any given category, since such a mistake had never been made in the award's 88-year history. Cullinan and Ruiz each carry a suitcase containing a copy of the winning envelope for all the categories, meaning there are 2 envelopes for each award. The pair stand on opposite sides backstage and memorize the winners to avoid having to write them down, and have revealed in the past how they carry out rigorous checks to ensure they have stuffed the envelopes correctly. When Beatty and Dunaway took the stage to announce the Best Picture award, Cullinan and Ruiz realized that they still had 2 Best Picture envelopes. The Best Picture envelope for Moonlight hadn't yet been opened. Executives from PwC immediately realized there was a problem, but they were too late to rectify the mistake as Dunaway read out the name La La Land. An official tried to get on stage to immediately afterward. La La Land producer Jordan Horowitz returned to the microphone after being told about the mix-up and said Moonlight won Best Picture, and insisting that this is not a joke. Just seconds before, confusion was etched across Beatty's face after he opened the envelope. He took a second glance inside the winner's envelope before showing it to Dunaway, who mistakenly thought he was asking her to read out La La Land. "It's one of the strangest things that's ever happened to me," Beatty said backstage. "Thank God there were 2 of us up there," Dunaway responded. The actress then asked Beatty, "Who else should I tell?" "Everybody," he said. At that point, a security guard tried to take the real envelope and Beatty said, "Security is not getting this. I'm giving it to Moonlight director Barry Jenkins at a later time." Beatty also refused to show it to anyone else. ABC News, tweeting about the ceremony broadcast on its network, said the envelope held by Beatty read, "Actress in a leading role." A close-up photo of Beatty on stage verified that. PwC has counted votes and provides winner envelopes for the Oscars and has done so for more than 80 years. This is the first time in Oscar history that the wrong envelope had been opened while an award was being announced. Host Jimmy Kimmel came forward to inform the cast that Moonlight had indeed won, showing the inside of the envelope as proof. La La Land producer Jordan Horowitz immediately called up the producers of Moonlight and graciously passed his statue over. "I knew I would screw this up," Kimmel, a first-time host, joked. "I promised to never come back." Academy President Cheryl Boone Isaacs said Academy officials met with PricewaterhouseCoopers to figure out exactly what had happened when Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were given a duplicate envelope containing Emma Stone's Best Actress win. Moonlight's director Barry Jenkins told the crowd, "Very clearly, even in my dreams this can't be true. But to hell with it, because this is true. It's true, it's not fake." Even though it wasn't strictly speaking Beatty's fault, he exited the Dolby Theatre through a back exit to avoid press. He later told the Daily Mail the reason he paused for so long was because he knew there was a problem. "People thought I was being dramatic, but I wasn't. There was something wrong. I showed it to Faye and she said La La Land," Beatty said. The Moonlight director Jenkins said backstage, "I noticed the commotion that was happening and I thought that something strange had occurred. The last 20 minutes of my life have been insane." He added, "It made a very special feeling even more special, but not in the way I expected." He told reporters he had not been given a formal explanation, but he understood that mistakes happen. "I will say, I saw 2 cards, and so things just happen," Jenkins said. "I wanted to see the card. And Warren refused to show the card to anybody before he showed it to me. And so he did. He came upstairs and he walked over to me, and he showed the card. Everyone was asking, 'Can I see the card?' And he was like, 'No, Barry Jenkins has to see the card, I need him to know.' And I felt better about what had happened." He said that cast and crew of La La Land were so gracious during the mayhem. "I can't imagine being in their position and having to do that," he said. Meanwhile, Emma Stone, with her Best Actress Oscar in hand, told Daily Mail that she was distraught over the Best Picture screw-up. "Wow, it's horrible," she said of the monumental flap over the wrong film being announced as Best Picture. The star of La La Land said she wasn't aware until later that there were duplicate envelopes for every Oscar category. She said that she had the envelope for her win as Best Actress for La La Land. "I didn't know until now that they have 2 of everything." After the ceremony mix-up, Beatty and Dunaway made a surprise appearance at the governor's ball, the official after-party. The 79-year-old entered the party still clutching the wrong envelope in his hand. The ceremony's chaotic scene immediately raced to the top of all-time Oscar moments, far more stunning than the nude man who raced across the stage in 1974 as part of the streaking fad. And it immediately evoked Steve Harvey's recent gaffe of naming the wrong Miss Universe winner. The Miss Universe Twitter account quickly let the Oscars know they felt their pain. "Have your people call our people, we know what to do," the tweet read. That was the beginning of a tweet pile-on that may be the biggest of all time, with many declaring that La La Land won the popular vote while Moonlight won the Electoral College. But this stage, and this audience, were far, far bigger and are likely to last far, far longer in collective memory. The unbelievable mishap came at the end of an otherwise flawless evening, which saw Casey Affleck and Emma Stone take home their first Oscar. Affleck won Best Actor for Manchester by the Sea, while Stone was crowned Best Actress for her work in La La Land. Just before that, Damien Chazelle won Best Director for La La Land. The musical had already won 4 other gongs at the event held at the Dolby Theatre. It is already tied for most nominations of all time and swept the original music categories as well as Best Production Design and Cinematography. Before Chazelle's win, Viola Davis took home her first ever Oscar when she was crowned Best Supporting Actress for her role in Fences. The 51-year-old star gave an impassioned speech about being an actress at the event held at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood on Sunday night. Viola had tears in her eyes as she said, "I became an artist, and thank God I did, because we are the only profession that celebrates what it means to live a life." It was also a crowning achievement as she became the first black actor to ever receive an Oscar, Emmy, and a Tony. Earlier in the night, Mahershala Ali took home the gong for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Moonlight. The 43-year-old Oakland, California, native made sure to button up his tuxedo as he said his grandmother would tell him to do so. Ali had a very poignant moment during his speech as he talked about being an actor by explaining, "It's not about you, it's about these characters, you are a servant. The directors of Zootopia proudly accepted the Best Animated Feature Film Gong. One even got political during the acceptance speech as they talked about the theme of the movie, as they said, "Zootopia is a story of tolerance being more powerful than fear of the other." The ceremony was kicked off by an entertaining performance by Justin Timberlake as sang his Trolls hit "Can't Stop the Feeling." Then came out host Jimmy Kimmel, who immediately started joking about the state of the United States before poking fun at Mel Gibson and saying he's going to bury the hatchet with Matt Damon. The women of Hidden Figures, Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monáe, and Octavia Spencer, presented Best Documentary Feature to director Ezra Edelman, who dedicated his win for O.J. Made in America to Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Best Foreign Language Film was won by The Salesman, but director Asghar Farhadi chose not to come due to the travel ban. He had a statement delivered on his behalf. Suicide Squad was a winner in the Best Makeup and Hairstyling as Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them won Costume Design. Sci-fi thriller Arrival was given Best Sound Editing and Hacksaw Ridge was awarded in the Sound Mixing category. The annual awards ceremony hosted by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences recognizes excellence in cinematic achievements in the film industry as assessed by the Academy's voting membership. Romantic showbiz musical La La Land topped the Oscars nominations list with a whopping 14 nods. The number ties the record set by Titanic, and All About Even has a chance to beat the record 11 Oscars that have been won by Ben-Hur, Titanic and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Its 10 other nominations came in 9 categories. Oscars host Kimmel came at President Donald Trump, trashing him throughout the night and even provoking him from the stage with 2 tweets. The late-night host first poked fun at Trump during his opening monologue, saying the Academy Awards were being watching across the globe in more than 225 countries that now hate us. "I want to say thank you to President Trump. Remember last year when it seemed the Oscars were racist?" Kimmel told the star-studded audience. "That's gone, thanks to him." He then took to the president's favorite medium, Twitter, to write, "Hey at Real Donald Trump, you up?" and apostrophe at Real Donald Trump #Meryl Sashi. After the comments about racism in his monologue, Kimmel was serious for a moment when he addressed how divided the country was. He said everyone could make America great again if people reached out to someone they disagreed with to have a positive conversation. But that moment quickly passed as he began roasting Trump again. He later called on the crowd to give a highly overrated Meryl Streep a standing ovation for her 20 Oscar nominations throughout her career. One actress has stood the test of time for her many uninspiring and overrated performances, Kimmel said. "This is Meryl's 20th Oscar nomination. She wasn't even in a movie this year, we just wrote her name in out of habit." He riffed off the president's post-Globes tweet calling Streep overrated after her anti-Trump speech at the Golden Globes overshadowed that show's awards last month. "Nice dress by the way. Is that an Ivanka?" Kimmel asked Streep. Kimmel joked that Trump would tweet about all of the Oscar winners' acceptance speeches in all caps during his 5 a.m. bow movement tomorrow.